Why do so many people struggle with social pressures in the church? You're not alone. If you've ever felt out of place in the church, whether as a convert, someone living outside Utah, or just because your life doesn't follow the typical Latter-day Saint path, this video is for you. But here's the twist. While many assume these pressures push people away from faith, what if I told you they could actually strengthen your testimony? Most people think joining the church makes life easier, that you suddenly have an automatic community of support. However, the reality is that many members, especially converts, face unexpected resistance, both inside and outside the church. Some are told they joined a cult, others feel judged for not getting married on time, and some, like my friend Greg, have been asked if they wear magic underwear by their coworkers. Yet, what if these challenges weren't roadblocks but stepping stones? People assume that social pressures mean you either conform or leave. On the other hand, the strongest members I know are the ones who refuse to fit a mold. And because of that, their faith is unshakable. Take Matthew 7, verses 24 through 27. For example, therefore, whoever heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house. And it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And every one that heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house. And it fell, and great was the fall of it. I go, wow, that's a huge aha moment for me. We gotta have that firm foundation. If we built it on a beach with sand and no foundation, the winds will come, the storms and the tides will take it away. So what's your foundation built on? Challenges will come. People will misunderstand your beliefs. But if your faith is built on Christ rather than on social expectations, you cannot fall. Tala's story, she didn't get married until her late 30s and often felt out of place in Relief Society. She could have let that feeling push her away, but instead, she became a mentor to younger women and discovered that faith isn't about checking off all the milestones. It's about walking with Christ. When she was asked, "Why are you still single?" she used to laugh it off. But then she started responding with something more profound, powerful. Maybe my mission in life isn't just to find a husband, but to strengthen others while I wait on the Lord's timing. Tala's faith grew stronger because she realized she wasn't meant to fit someone else's timeline. She was meant to follow the Lord's. Mel's story, she moved to Connecticut to escape the influence of the church, only to have her 5-year-old daughter dream of being baptized. Now, Mel is a temple ordinance worker. The very thing she resisted became the foundation of her strongest testimony. Mel once told me, "I used to think the church was a burden, but now I realize it's the greatest gift I could have ever given my family." I want to go more into Mel's story. She actually lived in Colorado, and she said, I'm moving my kids to Connecticut because I want to get them away from those Mormons. When I started teaching her, when I was the word mission leader, she looked me straight in the face and said, I'm not joining this church at all. I'm just doing these lessons because my daughter wants to be baptized. Holy stars. A year after her daughter was baptized, 3 years after teaching her, it was during COVID lockdown, and her son ended up getting baptized as well. It was her daughter and her son said to her, Mommy, our family's not going to have eternity or sealed together because you're not baptized. Mel got baptized a month later. To further add to that, those are blessings and miracles that are amazing when you choose to let go and let God. Teaching Mel, she's not your typical convert, but I love her, and I think she's an amazing example. On her baptism day, it was in the end of January, we had such a bad blizzard here in Connecticut. Her baptism was canceled on Saturday. The person that was supposed to fly from Colorado to baptize her couldn't get here. The snow was so strong that we couldn't even have church on Sunday. So church services were canceled. However, we did not want her to miss her baptism. So Sunday afternoon, we all showed up with shovels, icebreakers, picks, whatever we had to do to warm up that font and get her baptized. When she was baptized, she was wearing sweats because that's who she was, and that's okay. Now she shows up with her Sunday best. Even Christ himself didn't fit in. And then there's me, a gay conservative in the church, defying every expectation people have. Some assume I'll leave. Others assume I stay to prove a point. But I'm here for one reason only, because I know this is Christ's church. Christ himself was misunderstood, mocked, and even rejected by his own people. Isaiah 53, verse 3 describes him perfectly. He is despised and rejected of man, a man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. If the Savior of the world faced rejection and criticism, why would we expect our path to be free of struggles? But here's the good news. Our trials don't weaken us. They refine us. How to overcome social pressures and stand tall in your faith. Number 1, remember why you joined the church. Was it because of a social expectation or because you felt the undeniable confirmation of the Spirit? Hold on to that testimony. Study the lives of people in scriptures who were also misunderstood. Joseph Smith was called a fraud. The pioneers were driven from their homes. Even the early apostles were beaten and imprisoned for their faith. You're in good company. And I have to add to that, I can't imagine the persecution or the adversary coming after somebody when they're called as a bishop or a stake president or even a general authority. The serpent doesn't want anyone to succeed or have the happiness they deserve. Number 3, surround yourself with people who strengthen you. Just because some misunderstand you doesn't mean everybody does. Find your people, the peeps, the ones that uplift and support your journey. Number 4, share your testimony boldly. I used to think I had to defend my faith constantly. Now, I just live it, and that testimony speaks louder than any words. So, If you've ever felt like you don't fit in, good, because Christ didn't fit in either. And that means you're in good company. Now, tell me in the comments, what's one challenge you faced in the church? And how has it strengthened your faith? You also never know. The comments might be exactly what somebody else needs to read. I can stand here today and tell you without a shadow of a doubt that I know that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is true, not because it was easy, not because I was born into it, but because I have fought for this faith, wrestled with questions, faced criticisms, and experienced firsthand the undeniable power of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Every story I've shared today, Tala's experience of trusting in the Lord's timing, Mel's journey from resistance to revelation, and even my own path as a gay conservative within the church are proof that faith isn't about fitting a mold. It's about standing on the firm foundation of Jesus Christ. I've seen what happens when people build their lives on shifting sands, when they let social pressures, misunderstandings, or fear dictate their faith. But I have also witnessed the unshakable strength of those who choose Christ above all else. So, if you feel like you don't belong, let me tell you this. You do. The Savior himself was misunderstood, rejected, and cast aside. Yet he remained steadfast, and because of him, so can we. I know that he lives. I know that this is his church, restored in these last days. And I testify with every fiber of my being that when we build our foundation on Jesus Christ, we will not fall. If this message touched your heart, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Let's flood social media with faith, truth, and the undeniable love of our Savior. I want to thank you for joining me with this video. I also say if you shop on Amazon, there's an affiliate link below that I generate a commission of whatever you buy, whether you buy anything. All of your support means the world to me. Also, if you want to become a member of Patreon to help support this channel so I can continue to make content, it starts at $2.99 a month, I think. And if I ever tag products or if you shop at Target or anything, use that link because every penny helps. Or even just a super thanks sticker helps, and that makes a difference because I am going and doing, and I am not going to let anybody bring me down while I continue to flood social media with the truth.